Okay, we're here with Uncle Howard now in his own cabin, okay? So, Uncle Howard got a few stories to tell us now. Tell us a story now, Uncle Howard.
Well, I'm old enough that I sleep one night in the ark.
Oh, did you? What was that like, I wonder? You That's possible, I suppose.
They were placed in the Corner Brook, see? The first church in Corner Brook, that's what they called the Hark.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
very good.
It was a big building. Down and under there was two. One full had a furniture store,
Yeah.
and another full had a grocery store, I think. And up on top was the church,
Yeah.
and on the other side was the rooms where the pastor used to stay,
Oh, yes,
sleep.
okay, yeah.
So I came up from Humbermouth. I got on Humbermouth and come up on there was a little thing to run back on the track.
Oh, yes,
Come
yeah,
up.
yeah.
No,
Little
I came
trolley.
from Curling, Humbermouth, 10 cents.
Yeah.
And my brother was Pastor Wilfred was there. That was his second year, I think. He's
Yeah.
pastor in Humbermouth then.
Goodness, that was way back
And that was in
in the 20s.
yeah, 20, well, I wasn't there like 28.
Yeah.
Well, some were 27 or 28. Well, 28, but 28, 29, I guess, because 28, he left and went, that was his first year. He went to Portagrave,
Yeah,
his
okay.
first year. And
Yeah.
the next year, he come back to Corner Brook.
Yeah.
And he wasn't married. And this night, he wanted me to stay there with him, so I stayed there and slept in the ark that night.
Oh. So, Pop slept in the ark with you, Wilfred.
Yeah.
You and Pop.
Yeah, that's where he used to sleep.
Yeah.
And he had a room there, but he used to eat to another
Yeah.
some more people was there. Hiddies, the Hiddies, I think it was.
Right on.
That's where he used to have his meal.
Now, Uncle Howard, how old were you when you left Laurenceton?
I wasn't very old. 16,
And you went over to work with Uncle Cease in
Yeah.
the wood camps.
1928, September. But this is what I'm going to tell you now. Year before that, I went to the Labrador
Okay.
with almost a Titford, Uncle John Titford.
Okay, yeah.
And the next year, I went with his son. Well, that was 28.
Yeah.
I went to work in May,
Yeah.
and we got the schooner ready and everything. Went to Labrador. We come back in September, and when we ended up in September, I made $100.
$100. Was that was a lot back then, was it?
But the thing about it is, I never got that much. See, the way it was when you'd go to Labrador, see, if you had it, you could take out so much and bring home to the family. See,
Yeah.
well, I took out about $50, I guess, and brought home.
To your mother.
Yeah, and I went to Labrador, and when I come back, whatever was left of the $100,
Yeah.
I took it out. But they give me $20 money.
Oh.
That's all they give me.
So
And the rest of it, got it in food and brought it home, give it to them.
yeah.
And after we got everything cleared away, I went over to Deer Lake
Yeah.
in September, first part of October.
Now, Uncle Howard, did you have to help out here at the family and that when you were growing up? You had chores and that to do, I suppose.
Oh yes, I was telling somebody the other day. I guess a lot of hundreds of bags of killop up there over that bank there on me back.
Oh, what'd you have to do that for? Like, what was it?
We said all this from that there right on over to where Clemens house.
Yeah.
We'd have it all sitting vegetables,
Okay.
potatoes and turnips and carrots.
Yeah.
Dad used to have small seeds right down the corner there,
Yeah.
parsnips and carrots and small stuff like that.
Yeah.
But over there, we'd have enough. That's the only way that we exist.
Yeah.
There was 10 of us in the family. Well, Cease and Wilfred, they were working, but still there was 8 of us.
Yeah.
There was six younger than me going to school,
Is that right?
and we grew all everything we needed. We had pigs and we had a cow. We had a big cow. we saved sheep,
Yeah.
and
Did you used to sell that stuff, or did you just have it for your?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In the fall, we'd have about 40 barrels of potatoes.
Oh.
You go to Botwood, take them up and sell stuff. We used to go up and sell different things, you know. And
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your badness.
didn't get me much money for it, but
No.
you know.
That's right. What about? I heard that you were one of the torments, always tormenting and carrying on. Is there any truth to that, or what?
Well, I could be, I guess.
You said there's something you can't tell me how many trimmings you got.
I was only joking, but you know, I can't remember that ever my father touched me in his life,
Yeah.
trimmed me. Well, his word was so good as you know,
Yeah.
He'd tell me to go and do something. He just wanted me to go and do it, and I can't remember that ever I answered my mother back and told her I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I used to get scattered trimming, you know. But
Yeah.
I deserved it, I guess. You know.
What was your father like for? Like, was he a loud man, or you know?
No, he wasn't. Dad was a good man. He was a good man from the time that I was a small boy. I can remember
Yeah.
in the United. No, it wasn't Methodist Church in there.
Okay. Right
Remember
on.
when he got converted?
Yeah.
And he was lay reader in the church. Minister'd be gone. He used to take the services.
Okay.
He was on the school board,
Yeah.
and everything was like that. But he was a very poor writer, Dad was, because Mom was a good writer. She used to do all his business.
Yeah.
But after he started going in the woods,
Yeah.
he used to run camps, you know. Sometimes Bert was there. Bert used to do his business, but
Yeah.
he was a poor writer like myself.
I don't suppose he had any schooling, did he? Or
He did,
how
yeah,
far did he
yeah.
get?
Yes, he had some.
Yeah.
But he used to do a lot of reading. He had books, I don't know. Bibles, he had packs of Bibles he
Yeah.
read and wore them out, you know.
Yeah.
And yes, he worked hard and kept his family. And
Yeah.
he never, well, there wasn't very much then. He never got 5 cents from the government
No.
until he got his old age pension.
Yeah.
When he got that was, I think, around $13, 13 to 15, 13.50 something for 3 months.
Oh my. Yeah. So, Uncle Howard, when you went away, then you didn't come back home to Laurenceton. When you left to go over to Deer Lake.
Yeah, I was back.
Yeah.
See, I used to go over there first year when I worked till almost Christmas, and I come home. I went in the woods with me and Dad.
Yeah.
Several times I come home and because he had a horse and
Yeah.
well, I left school when I was 14. See, Dad was in the woods by himself, and he had 6, whatever was under me, 6 in school,
Yeah.
and he was in the woods by himself cutting saw logs and sending them. So when I give up school, that's all the schooling I got at 14.
But you can read and write. You could read and
Oh
write.
yeah, I was up to well then it was Royal Readers, you know.
Okay.
Number
yeah.
5. But I've tried since to practice
Yeah.
writing, but I can never. I can write my name, or I can write lots of things to write it, but I can't understand what I got there after.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people like that. You could be educated and be like that, sure. But how'd you meet your wife? Where'd you meet her?
I met her in Deer Lake. She's from Little Bay Islands.
Okay.
She came over there. Well, what happened? See, their house burned down.
Yeah.
Little Bay Islands, and they never had no insurance or nothing.
Yeah.
And the neighbors, all their clothes were burned, and the neighbors helped them build a house.
Yeah.
So she got a chance to come over there, and she got an enormous amount of money, $5 a month.
Oh my. I suppose that was a big lot back then.
Yeah, it's $5 a month.
So when were you married? When did you get married? What year?
We married in 1936,
Okay.
15 of July,
Yeah.
1936.
And how many children did you have?
At 5. 3 boys and 2 girls.
And so you got grandchildren now, and I suppose you got great
We got
grandchildren.
10 grandchildren, 7 great grandchildren. Now,
Fond memories.
Yeah. Have you got any good fond memories now of being here in Laurenceton, or of your mom, or
oh
know?
yes, we you know the way there was no road there. All there was a boat, you know.
Yeah.
Go up the backwood there, out around there, and we used to whatever enjoyment or fun you had to make it, you know.
Yeah.
Spent lots of time chasing the girls, you know.
Yeah.
I had about 20 girlfriends in my life.
Oh, did you? But you found one and liked her enough.
Not all of them there, you know.
No.
Well,
So what'd you do for fun? Like, did you go outdoors in the night and have a few games?
Oh
like,
yeah, we go up there now where the roads parts. I saw them driving up.
Yeah.
That's where it all meet there, you know.
Yeah.
Meet there and you know, talk and laugh and all this stuff, and then by and by it'll be time to go home. The girls, see the way it was with the girls them days, they only had so many nights. They wasn't allowed out, see.
Okay.
Certainly a couple of nights a week, you know, where they had to stay home, do your lessons.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you stay home and do your lessons, and I used to have, when I come out of school, we had to walk from here, no, from up there, over a mile, I guess, down here.
Okay. Yeah, that's a long
And
way.
then when I get home, we had sheep, I'd have to go and feed the sheep, and give them water.
Yeah.
Then I have to get wood in for kindling for the next morning, and get in wood for the next day.
Yeah.
Dad used to be away then in the woods.
What time do you have to get up in the morning?
Oh, we'd get up, I suppose we'd get up at past 7 or around there.
Yeah.
Well, we had half hours walk, you know. I think it was, I believe it was 9 o'clock or 9:30 or something.
Yeah.
They go in school. Well, we take our lunch, have our lunch up in school.
Yeah.
But winter time, now there's family lived out down below us. See the bakers.
Okay.
Now they'd come up, and then we all join in as we go up. The girls would be behind the men on them, breaking down the snow.
Okay. Yeah.
Snow would be up to your knees, no,
Yeah.
you know, snow all over right over the tops of the fences and everything.
Yeah. And you'd break the snow.
Yeah, and the girls would come behind, and by the time we get up to school, we might have 15 or 20 of us lined up,
Yeah.
one after the other. Sometimes we'd go with snowshoes on, put on snowshoes and go on across there and go on the ice and go up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was the only way. Nighttime we get down there, we get sled and get down there and ride around the ice, you know.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
Get it.
I suppose you made your own sleds and everything back
Oh
then.
yeah. Well, we used to make sleds out of pork barrels. You know, we get pork
Oh, yeah.
barrels. We'd make them.
Yeah.
But we'd always have what you call a hen sled, say?
Yeah.
Because you used to go in the woods. And this one, I was telling you this one now. See, we had a big dog, see? Oh,
Yeah.
great big one. And your grandfather, he had the dog and the bully goat.
Oh yeah.
And he used to have go in the woods and get a lot of wood. And when he stopped to load the dog, no, the billy goat just get up and chew the dog's ears.
Oh my. So you were in the woods with him then? You were helping Wilfred then?
So yes, sometimes I go in with him, but he was out of school then. Well, he wasn't very long before they went away to work. See,
So what was the dog? Your pet? You had a pet dog, did you?
he was a pet. He almost long since from here to.
Yeah.
I tell you what, no, the dog used to come in the house. See,
Yeah.
well over there we had a 2-story house and a big kitchen on the back. See.
Yeah.
And the dog used to come in sometimes, and you wouldn't go out. And you'd get up, go all over the... So Mom was there, she used to use the liniment, miner's liniment.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah.
So the dog was in there, and I took I took then when I went over, they said, "Here, me dog, have a smell," and he went, and he went for the door.
I don't suppose he ever came back in again, did he?
Every time he came back, you take a bottle.
Yeah.
What kind of bottle? Thought he was gone.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a great big.
Yeah.
We used to, well, we didn't have any now. We'd have keep 'em out in the shed.
Yeah.
I prefer going in the woods, getting wood. That was before we got a horse. After that, we had horses all the time.
Yeah. Now, Uncle Howard, what did you work at then for the rest of your life? Like, were you in the mill? Or where'd you go?
Well, I went in Grand Falls.
Yeah.
1940, I went in the mill. I worked 37 years in there, and then I
You retired.
retired, yeah.
So what you been doing now since your retirement? Everything.
Mostly I do is now look after the wife.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of work. See, when you get a day off, when I get a day off, we'd always go somewhere.
Yeah.
We'd go out around Twinnegate or down out the bays, and
You come out to Laurenceton every summer,
yeah.
or you used to.
Well, we used to come out here. Well, we never came out so often as we should, but we used to come out here sometimes and spend just about all the week.
Yeah.
What would you want your little children that's around now, what would you want them to remember about your generation and your parents, Robert and Charlotte Ball? Like
Yeah.
the little kids that's going around now.
Oh yeah.
What would you say to them now about,
Yes.
let's call it the good old days,
Yeah. See, they asked me to go come to high school down on Grand Falls,
Yeah.
Windsor, Grand Falls, yeah. So I went up and speaking to grade 11.
Yeah.
I didn't get the time that I was supposed to have,
Yeah.
So what they wanted me to tell them was about what it was like in the 30s,
Okay.
And I told them, I said, I can remember when people got 6 cents a day, and I said if you had 5 people in a family, you had 30 cents a day.
Oh.
And they looked at me like I come from Mars or somewhere.
Yeah.
This generation,
Yeah.
6 cents a day. Now, what could you do for 6 cents a day?
Not much.
That's all the government was giving them for years. And but we had lots of land, and we had lots of you get lots of fish, all kinds of fish.
Yeah. Your own vegetables.
And we never got a cent. Father never got a cent, and he most always had a job.
Yeah.
He worked 14 summers in Brown's Arm. There was a man down there at a steam mill,
Okay. Right.
and he had second. He had papers to run steam,
Okay.
and he was operating the boilers to make the steam for
Okay. Yeah.
14 summer. Well, Wilfred and Cecil, they worked down there too.
Yeah.
But he was sometimes he was foreman of camps,
Yeah.
and sometimes he'd. But when he used to go in there, just in there, he had a camp in there. I can remember one time he had his family in there.
Oh.
They're cutting logs and driving them out in Brown's Arm,
Yeah.
cutting for the drovers. Drovers had the big mill down
Yeah.
there. Then in the summer he'd work down there.
So he took the boys in with him. You
Oh, yeah.
guys had to help him.
Yes, anybody was anybody who was big enough to work used to go in.
Yeah. So you were good workers. The Ball family.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You always
Hard workers.
When we were home, we were always had something because we have this way up here. All this up here was grass. We get the grass in the summer, and in
Yeah.
the spring it's sow your potatoes, and then you get out after that, pulling the weeds out.
Yeah.
So what do you miss about those days now?
What do you miss about it? You miss anything about it?
It comes. Sometimes it's fellows have a big talk about it, what
Yeah.
it's like. You see the difference in, and money, if you got 25 cents Christmas,
Yeah.
You know, that's as much as you get. You know, you get something to eat. You know,
What
whatever.
did you used to get for Christmas? No such. You didn't have toys and that, really, did you?
Well, you hang up your stocking and you get a apple or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
a few things in like that. You might get a pair of socks or something, and something that's. My mother used to knit everything then times. You'd
Yeah.
get a pair of socks, knit socks, or a knit cap or something.
But no toys, really. Not like kids today. I mean,
No,
we got too much
no.
today.
Well, they used. I can remember one time they send the Heatons or some Heatons, and they get the things come dolls, and you put stuff in and stuff them. You know,
Oh yes. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
stuff them for the girls.
Yeah.
You know, does everything just sew it up in the back. Then
Yeah.
you know, certain
Yeah, a little
things.
doll in.
yeah, yeah. But,
What did the boys have?
and you feel you know satisfied that you
Yeah.
had something, you know. It wasn't the same as today. If you got something, you feel
Yeah.
feel all right.
Yeah.
And everybody had something to do. See, my mother, she was she was when Dad was gone, she was the boss, and she'd
Yeah.
get out with us, whatever we was doing. And then our leisure time, then we'd go swimming. We get in the boat, punt, and go way on out there somehow.
Oh yeah.
And stay out there till after dark, 2 or 3, 3 or 4 of us.
Is that right?
Yeah. There'd be a lot of people from up there come out and go out. You know, perhaps there'd be 5 or 6 boats out there. You know.
Okay. Yeah. So you all could swim. You're all good swimmers, I'd say.
Yes, I was pretty good. But the bigger fellas, they used to take us out in the boat,
Yeah.
and when we get out so far, they'd throw us overboard.
Oh my.
Throw us overboard.
So you had to swim.
Swim. Well,
Yeah.
if they see we was in trouble, they'd pick us up, you know.
I suppose they would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good
But
memories.
I could swim. Now I swim from the government wharf right across to where we lived over on the other side there.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess half a mile. There's another fella started with me, and the chase us in boat,
Yeah.
and he give up. I made it right across.
How old were you then when you did that?
I suppose I was 14 or 15 around there. Yeah. Well, that was when I was in school. I couldn't have been much than 13, I guess.
So your mother didn't mind you? Your mother didn't mind you out in the water like that?
No, 'cause we spent half our time in the water.
Yeah.
We'd go down here. We had a wharf down there, and we'd dive over the wharf. When you come up, another fella come behind you.
Yeah.
'Cause the bakers live down there, and the purchasers up there, and they'd all come down. Sometimes there'd be 10 or 12 of us. So
Yeah.
go down there. And when you tip over the hill, you'll all off your shirt.
Yeah.
And when you get on the wharf, you'll all off your pants. And then you go
Well,
out,
sir.
out in the water all after you.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes we'd all go out in the boat, 5 or 6 of us, and all ends jump over. And some would take the painter and take the painter in the mouth, you know.
Oh.
Swim as you were, tow the boat.
Oh, brother. So you're a strong bunch. Well, we're going to go down and interview Aunt Clara now and find out some more stories from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good memories, Uncle Howard.
Yeah, that was you know, that was a part of
That was part of growing up.
life, part of your growing up.